So we're less and less hardcore.
I mean, the really motivated people are here, I think, is you have to commit more of your time.
This is what it looks like, because this is the shot that Mike.
Uh-huh.
But the thing is, I'm sitting there.
So we should remove the chairs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just thinking, this kind of has what to be then.
Is it important or no?
Oh, it just looks better if people actually sat on them rather than.
Or, I mean, we can get people sitting there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Nice, it'd look better.
Leave two.
Yeah.
So take those two away, leave these two here. It's not really comfortable. Yeah. I mean, does anybody want to sit here or no? Yes.
Yeah. Well, there's a camera. I mean, it's gonna be.
Yeah, I know. This looks better.
Yeah, I think I got it.
Okie dokie. How we doing? We got 1 minute. Un minuto. He's also doing online sometimes now because he's got an hour of commute. Yeah.
Easy playa. I think probably bicycle. Yeah, just had it. I don't breakfast. Fast. All technology are called breakfast, dinner, and stuff. You don't call it. Well, lunch, yeah. So I had lunch.
Thank you.
So I don't have breakfast, I have lunch.
Cachucha. You just put it on the table, porfa. All right, we ready? Excelente. Yes, vámonos. No. Playa, yeah. El ritmo de la noche, sounds of fiesta. La playa, a mí me gusta bailar. El ritmo de la noche, sounds of fiesta. Ah, excelente. Ready, set, acción. Take this time to get laser focused. Excelente. Excelente. Let's take a couple of breaths and get centered. Isn't it crazy how 3 breaths can change your state so quickly? Just laser focus. Beautiful. Everybody's phones are in different rooms or on silent. It's so wonderful to have laser focus and no distractions for 1 hour. I'm the distraction. But we have to keep your attention spans all over the place. But here, excelente, excelente. So let's start off with a couple of wins. Anybody like to share anything? Yes, Laura, dale.
Yesterday, I went and bought a new hat because I wanted to buy a better hat for the wind. And the guys was like, yeah, it's gonna be 500. I'm like, yo, vivo aquí. Give me a good price.
Uh-huh. Excelente, excelente.
Half a price.
Excelente. Yeah. It's so great. Vivo aquí, right? Soy local. And right, how would you say, give me a good price? Yeah? Dame. Ayúdame. So dame, puta. Dame un buen precio, puto. No, don't say that. But dame mejor precio. Excelente. What does darme mean? Darme means
Give me.
It means to give me.
Yeah.
And
So dame.
dame means
Give me.
give me.
Yeah.
Donne-moi. Excelente. Very good. Very good. Now, for those of you who have not yet seen it, on YouTube, I have a whole mini course for free on how to bribe people, how to influence people, how to get out of trouble, how to get special treatment, how to negotiate and get better pricing. It is a phenomenal mini course. It's on YouTube. I am considering potentially chopping it up and maybe adding it to this 3-month process. Raise your hand if you would like to get it individual. Yes, is perfect though. So I highly recommend doing the online one as well. So it's very specific, but I'll add some of that content throughout this period so we can optimize how we interact with the world and just get better treatment everywhere we go and be remembered and be appreciated. And more importantly, we can remember and we can appreciate and we can show up better and we can have a lot of fun and authentic, genuine human connection. That's what it's all about. Yes, Dal, big win.
So I was on a group chat last night, and one of the he was an American guy, asked me if I was from Mexico or if I was from Canada, after I introduced myself to him and to the group in Spanish, so I was like, soy canadiense, pero soy más mexicano que los nopales.
Excelente.
So that was it felt really good, yeah.
That is phenomenal. Right? Well done, brother. You're already reaching native fluency in certain aspects, right? It's if you can order a beer natively fluent, right? Quisiera una chela. Quisiera una chela. Me gustaría una cerveza. That's native fluency in one aspect. So the goal is to just get more and more aspects, and we can add to our repertoire until eventually you can. So when you say "Soy más mexicano que el nopal," soy más mexicano que el nopal. And if you really que el nopal, it could connect to tel nopal. That's how you hear it. If you slowed it down, you will hear que el nopal. But when they speak fast, they say que el nopal. Soy más mexicano que el nopal. Like the Book of Kells in Ireland, in Trinity College. Beautiful, beautiful book. The Book of Kells. But Kel. Michal.
Yeah. So my suegros, my in-laws, were visiting us in Playa the last few days, and they're from Mexico City. They're chilangos completely, and I'm able to communicate with them. It's a mess. Like, of course, it's it's far from being perfect, but I'm able to communicate with them to deepen the connection that we have, the relationship that we have, and it's been amazing. I really feel like the course, the last couple of weeks made me feel more like something is clicking, so I'm a little bit more fluent. I'm a little bit more confident in making those mistakes that I'm making all the time. But it's fine. We communicate. They understand me. I understand them. My boyfriend's mom she speaks so fast and she uses so much slang. It's crazy, but I understand her. So sometimes I ask her, más despacio, por favor. But other than that, yeah, it's been great.
Phenomenal. Excelente. Well done. Huge progress, huge progress. Just the beginning. Imagine June 6th, right? We had that visualization of where we're going to walk out on June 6th, how we're going to be, how we're going to feel, how we're going to show up. Exciting, exciting, exciting. Woo! See. We're going to start today off with a little bit of sabiduría, a beautiful, beautiful word. Sabiduría, wisdom, right? Homo sapien is sabio. Sabio means wise. It's a nice word to say. Eres muy sabio. Eres muy sabia. Sabia, sabio. It's a nice thing to learn. And sabiduría is a beautiful, beautiful word. Who would like some? Yes. Open up to a random page. Excelente, gracias. La luna vuelve a nacer cada vez que la miras. Who would like to give that a try? Yes, Sunny. Oh, wisdom, sabiduría. Sí, I like that, sabiduría. It looks like a wood, right? Sabiduría, but I would be wise, but it means wisdom. Who would like to translate? La luna vuelve a nacer cada vez que la miras. Oh, Laurita.
The moon, can you?
Vuelve a nacer.
Is returning to rebirth.
Yes.
It's rebirthing.
Yes, cada vez
Every time.
que la miras.
Then I look.
Yes.
Then
Yes.
I look. Yeah.
Excelente. Drop the mic. Boom. The moon is so with the poetry hat, the moon is reborn every time that you look at it. The moon returns to birth or returns to born every time that you look at it or at her. So, vuelve a nacer. Nacer means to born. And you often hear native speakers say that word, oh, my son, my neighbor's son is going to born yesterday, or tomorrow, or he was born yesterday. Because for them, the verb is to born. But in English, nacer, it's more like to be born. I don't think it's to birth. I think that would be dar a nacer, or something like that, to birth a child, Jimmy? You just, the mom just nacer de hijo? Or dar a nacer, or? Dar a luz, to give to light. Wow, that's beautiful. Yes, I've heard that before. Dar a luz, to give to light. Isn't that? Gracias, Jimmy. That's, here, you're going to have to grab your beret soon. Which one? Amanecer, yes. Actually, those are the words we're going to learn today. Amanecer and atardecer. Beautiful, beautiful words. Dal.
Oh, just when somebody's speaking, to use the mic, please, because I couldn't hear.
Yes, thank you. Very good. So, yes, excelente. Amanecer, we're going to get to that. Abre las puertas a nuevas amistades y atesora las antiguas. Super poetic. Abre las puertas a nuevas amistades y atesora las antiguas. You don't have to know it all. We can work it together, but who would like to start? Yes, Mijal. I'll get you the next one. So, abre las puertas.
Open the doors.
Open the doors. What's to open?
Abrir.
Abrir, right? What did we do from ayudar to ayúdame? From ayudar to ayuda, we dropped the R. So abrir, we dropped the R and we're left with abri. But remember, the IR verbs are basically ER verbs. So we have to make them abre in E. Abre, right? We only have two options over here. We have the A and the E. There is no I magnets. Gracias, Jimmy. So, abre las puertas a nuevas amistades.
new friendships.
Yes. So amigo, amiga, amistad is friendship. Very, very, very nice. And this is a nice one. Atesora. Atesora. It's a fancy word. You don't need to learn this word, but you might be able to help because of your French. Atesora.
Atesar. At your hours?
Without the A. Tesora.
At
Tesor.
your hours.
Tesor.
Tesor. How do you spell it?
Ryan?
Is it treasure? Tesoro?
Treasure.
Oh, okay.
It kind of is similar to English as well, but oh wait, trésor, treasure. Yeah, it's the same. Excelente. So treasure. You don't need to learn this word, but tesoro is a treasure. I didn't even know that it was a verb. Atesorar. I'm learning this for the first time. To treasure. It makes sense. Las antiguas. Think of the word, there's an English word that this connects to. Antiguas. Antiguas. What English word do you hear here?
Antiques.
Antique. How would you describe an antique? Or how would you characterize it? Old. Old. It just means old. Antiguo is ancient. It's ancient, but it's just old. But it's a nice word. Viejo is the word for old, viejo, but antiguo, ancient. Doesn't that hit differently? If I told you, hey, I just got this new book, it's an old book, and it's a first edition. Would you like it for your birthday? I got my hand on this ancient first edition. It just sounds better. Excelente. Mucha sabiduría para hoy. Well done. All right. Before we get into the Spanish, we're going to start with the Spanish therapy. So bring your problems and we'll solve them. Ideally, it's something that's one specific problem, not like 6 problems in one. So one specific thing, and then when we solve it, when we simplify it, when we learn it, we can move to a second component if you like. But ideally, you guys are out there every day, 1 to 2 hours, right? The homework assignments are just designed to facilitate the process, but in real life, what you need to be doing is just going out there and doing stuff. Reading, listening, speaking, conversing, getting in trouble, getting out of trouble. The homeworks are a way to help guide you to how to spend that time. And through those experiences, you should be facing many obstacles, many challenges, many frustrations, many things that come to mind, and your monkey brain goes, well, this is kind of complicated, this is kind of sucky, I'm never gonna get the hang of this, this is stopping me. So what we need to do is play devil's advocates, or we need to create this system where you are not listening to the monkey brain. You say, okay, you're saying all these things, let me take some notes. Oh yeah, okay. With no judgment, don't allow it to sink in. Just write it down. Oh, this is really hard. Okay, why? Because of that? Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Okay. And then bring it to me and allow me to negotiate with your monkey brain. Allow me to simplify it for you. Yes, Dal.
Just some feedback on not knowing what a word is. In English, I would just say, "Hey, I don't know what that means. What does that mean?" And I just started saying that in the middle of a conversation, just like I would in English. And they stop and they tell me, they explain it to me, and I'm like, I still don't understand. And then they'll say it in another way, but in Spanish. So thank you so much for that, for the therapy.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Very important trick that I highly recommend that you all do. When you are trying to come up with a word, I normally go through systems. First thing I do is I try to subconsciously or automatically just blurt out a word or just try to come up with a word quickly. And if I can't do that, then I can think about it, or I can just ask them, can you please explain this? How do I say this word? Or do you know this word? And you ask them, you invite them into your learning journey so that you can share a moment with them. But you have to be very, very, very conscious and purposeful with the right intention. When you ask for help, it's not that they're doing it for you. You are inviting them in as a consultant. It is your responsibility to learn this word if you want to. It could just be, hey, actually, I really don't need to learn this word. Can you help me out for this one? I'm not going to need this for another 6 months, and I can't be bothered. Just give me the word. And then you consciously and purposely don't learn that word. You choose. But if it's a word that you like to use, change your perspective, be mindful, set yourself, and say, don't say, I want you to give me this word. Could you help me to learn this word? Be purposeful with your words. Can you help me to learn this word? What is it in Spanish? Now you've spoken the spell out into the universe. You've commanded your subconscious brain. I have a friend who's a hypnotist and a very, very good hypnotist. And he has deep understanding of his subconscious brain. And I'm very much looking forward to learning his specific techniques. However, he commands his subconscious brain to wake up at this time. When I'm leaving, remind me to do this. When I'm doing this, remind me this. And he has a name for his subconscious brain. He asks, what's the name? And the subconscious brain gave a name. And that's what he calls his subconscious brain. And he gives commands. Of course, he's trained this. And it is freaky how often it actually follows through with what he commands. So we don't need to know all the special techniques to just start commanding our subconscious brain. Now, when you use Google Translate or a translator app, ideally with an offline capability and with history, what I used to do is at the end of the day, I would open up my translator app and I'd go into history and I would go through the whole conversation. I use this word, I needed that word, I needed that word. And I make a list of important words, not so important, less important, and then the rest I just completely ignore. And so that way, when you're looking to learn words, you always have a list ready to go. Of course, the más o menos list is a great list that you can just go through in order. However, you like to talk about rock climbing, maybe. Maybe you like to talk about something specific. So it's your responsibility to learn that word because you use it every single day. You want to optimize yourself to be able to do the things that you want to do. So if you're going to walk your dog every day like Mas, right, you get really good at answering questions about your dog. Specific things. Excelente. Any other Spanish therapy? Any other concepts that you wanted to review, to visit? Yes. Andreas.
Yeah, maybe.
Phones, please. I'm still hearing a phone. Want to get one of those jammers? Yes.
Just a short one. I heard many people who just agree to me. They say Simon.
Ooh,
Caro, but Mon, the part, I don't know what this is.
So Simon is great. Simon is basically just sí. It's yes.
Yeah.
And Simon is a name of a person, and I guess, and they just became a slang of kind of like, instead of yes, I don't know, yes sir. It doesn't actually mean yes sir. It's just like yes sir, yes, yeah. And actually, apparently this is slang, because for a year I was volunteering. I was teaching in the DAC, teaching kids English with brain hacking, and I got in trouble sometimes for saying certain words. And one of them was me vale chorizo. Me vale chorizo, which means it is worth to me sausage. And they all laughed, and I got in trouble because I'm not supposed to say that to kids. I mean, they were 15, 16, 17 years old, but it's an allusion to a penis. And so they knew that I meant to say penis. And so Simon was the next week. And they all laughed, and I'm like, come on, Simon. And they told me I can't say Simon because it's slang. And I'm like, that's my cousin's name. Like, why can't I just say the word Simon? It just means yes. It just means yes. Great.
Okay.
Did you find it yet?
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
It says I'm going to.
Ah.
Okay, so the question is, I'm going to get up soon, which is voy a levantarme pronto. But I'm going to is already voy a. Get up is levantar. Soon is pronto. So the me is not in the question.
Great question. Absolutamente. So, levantar, levantar, levantar. Levantar means to lift. This verb means to lift. So if you say voy a levantar pronto, people think you're going to the gym to lift weights. But you add levantarme, this means to get up.
Oh,
But what it really means is to lift myself.
yeah.
So when do you lift yourself up? Normally in the morning, or when you fall down, when you want to get up. So in English, we have the word to get up. Doesn't really make any sense. To get up. In Spanish, is to lift yourself up. Like in French, lever, se lever,
Yeah.
me lever. So lever is just to lift.
Right.
But levantarme or levantar, we've seen. These are all the options that we can play around with. Technically, the official verb is levantarse. These are all the options. This means to lift
Yourself.
oneself, or himself, or herself, or itself, or y'all's self, or themselves, everybody's self. When we put the me on, it means one thing, to lift myself. When we put the te, it means one thing,
Yes.
to lift yourself. And when I put the nos, it means to lift ourselves. So this is like to get, if I say vamos a levantarnos, we're going to get up.
But why do you have to say no? So we are. It's already we are.
If you say vamos a levantar, it's we're going to the gym. We're going to lift.
Oh yeah. Okay.
So in your brain, you have to connect. Levantar doesn't mean get up. Levantar means lift. So there is no verb for getting up. This
Okay.
means to lift. Vamos a levantar en el gimnasio. Vamos a levantar la mesa. We're going to lift the table. Vamos a levantar nos means we're going to lift us. We're going to get ourselves up.
Yeah, okay. Gracias.
Un placer. Vas a levantarte. You're going to lift yourself. You're going to get up. Voy a levantarme. I'm going to lift myself up. I'm going to get up. Everybody else is going to be se. Everybody else is se. Va a levantarse. Va a levantarse. Va a levantarse. Van a levantarse. Van a levantarse. Everybody else se. Se. Se just means self. But it could be himself, herself, itself, you sir self, you ma'am self, everybody's self, nobody's self, y'all's self, them all self. This just means self. The me could mean two things. Me could mean me or myself. So me gusta means it means I like, but literally means it pleases me. So the me in me gusta means me. It pleases me. It pleases me. But in levantarme, it means to lift me. But if you say, I'm going to lift me, that's functional English. I'm going to lift me. But in English, we can fix it and say, I'm going to lift myself. As they would say that in the UK. I'm going to lift myself up. In Spanish, levantarme. The te could mean you, and when it's in this situation, this here They're called reflexive verbs or reflexive pronouns. And most people will have you learn them as a separate thing. We learn me gusta as, I think it's just called a pronoun, I think. And then me is a reflexive pronoun. But it's the same, for me, it's the same magnet. It's just this means me and myself. You and yourself, us and ourselves. Excelente. The se is always self. Self, 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 self. Va a levantarse. Excelente. Now, let's have some fun with the magnets for a second, because this is a great, great point. And somebody else had asked about this recently. So let's play around with these. All right. We can make los, las, and les from these, okay? What does lo mean? It means it, and also means him. La means her, and it also means it. If it's a feminine it. I'm going to go see it. But what is it? Is it a table or is it a car? It could be lo or la. Le, to him, to her, or to it. And the S just means plural. So los, las, and les. Okay? So these are reflexive pronouns. There's only 4. The self. Everybody's self, or oneself, myself, yourself, ourselves. It's taking the role of a self. These are the 4 selves. Right? You know, they have the book, The 4 Agreements, right? These are the 4 agreements that we have to ourselves. The 4 pronouns that we have to ourselves. Me, te, nos, and se. These are the 4 selves. Now, if I put them just here as, they could also be, these are all, I think they're called pronouns, right? It, he, it, her, to it, to him, to her, me, you, us. That makes sense? I didn't want to have wasteful magnets, which gives your brain the illusion that you're learning 2 things. You're learning one thing, but these can be multitasked. So, for those of you who are a little bit overwhelmed by things like this, you can close your ears and close your eyes. You don't have to learn this. This is just something that you're going to see in a lot of texts. I used to think this was confusing and complicated and weird until I just looked at it for what it was without any judgment, and I realized it was simple, and then it became easy. All right. Let's use a different one. All right. Let's use decir. Decir. Actually, if we're going to get poetic, we can remove the I, and it's actually decir. Decir. The reason why it's decir is because it becomes digo. Dices. So it often conjugates as an I for no reason, but it sounds sexier. So let's just leave it there. So I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you. So it's let's say voy a to tell you. What do I got to add here? I'm going to tell you.
T-E.
T-E, very good. Voy a decirte. Voy a decirte. Now this te, it's also to you. I'm going to tell it to you, right? I mean, so technically it's 3 things. It's you, to you, and yourself. Don't overthink it. Don't overanalyze. Just let it soak in. If you try to learn this, it will give you a migraine. So I'm going to tell to you. Very good. How about I'm going to tell you it? What do I add here to tell you it?
Lo.
Yes. So,
Decírtelo.
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 Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Voy a decírtelo. And why are these all in one word? Why do they get stuck on at one word? This is a really big fucking magnet.
Oh, yes.
Ooh, also, Travis, for the next iteration of the magnets, let's put all of these R's in capital letters, please. Make them really big fucking magnets. So, decírtelo, this is all magnetized. Decírtelo, decírtelo, decírtelo. It's beautiful. Magnus, what would you change here to say, I'm going to tell myself it?
Voy a decírmelo.
Yes. Voy a decírmelo. Excelente.
But it's not with I, right? It is with E.
It is, yes. Voy a
Yes, thank you.
decírmelo. Voy a decírmelo. Voy a decírmelo. We'll leave it like this for now. So voy a decírmelo. So now this takes the function of myself. I'm gonna tell myself it. But what if I change the voy a and I want to say he's going to tell it? So ba'a. Is it he's going to tell myself it?
No.
How would you make it sound better in English?
Se,
He's going to tell.
va a decirtel.
No, just like, how would you translate this back to English?
Oh, in English.
He's going to tell myself it.
Himself it.
Me.
He's going to tell me it. It just becomes a me. He's going to tell me it. So we don't have to think in English if it's me or myself or to me, because in English, we know which one sounds better. It's harder for Spanish speakers because when I teach them English, I say, okay, me means three things. You have to learn them. Sometimes it means myself. Sometimes it means to me. And sometimes it means me. It's a bit of a challenge. You don't need to go through that. Whenever you just use the me, and in your brain, you know which one sounds better. He's going to tell it to me. He's going to tell me it. So far, so good?
How would you say, I'm going to tell him it? You wouldn't say voy a decir Lolo.
Oh, give him a round of applause. That is a beautiful question. That is a beautiful question. So, actually, it used to be Lolo.
Used to be.
800 years ago.
So the Spanish council got involved.
The
right?
Spanish
Yeah.
council got involved because, so, ba'a decir Lolo, let's do it this way.
Lolo, Lolo.
Lolo, 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 lolo. Does it sound good to the ears? You instinctively said, no, it doesn't sound good. They agreed. So somebody in the Spanish council said, since this is possible, we have to change this first lo into something else. So that's why the le was created to mean to him. Because even decir lala, or decir lola, or decir lalo, it's so confusing.
Sounds like,
Lalo, lola, lala, lala, li, li, li.
sounds like song lyric.
It sounds like a song lyric. So what did they do? They created the le. That's why le means to him, to her, to it, to avoid the possibility of the confusing le, lo, lo, li, lu, 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 la, la, la. So that was the update from 500 years ago. That was the new update.
So it's either telo, melo, and everything else is decirle.
Yes,
Okay.
that was the update from 500 years ago. So we're good with that, right? So it could be decir lelo, decir melo, decir telo, or decir noslo. Does that sound good, Jimmy? Decir noslo? It has to be. I've never said this, but there's nowhere else to go. So that's why we have these four options of the noslo, telo, melo, and lelo. Everybody following so far? 500 years ago, the council met up and said, I don't like Lelo. I like Desir Le. That's great. I love it. But Desir Lelo, I don't like it. So the Spanish Council changed it again. When you have Lelo, they don't like the double L's. So decírselo means to tell it to him, to tell it to her, to tell it to it. So in this weird moment, which is a very rare occurrence, so don't learn this se, which always means self, when it's taken on this responsibility, it now means to him, to her, or to it. Just to avoid the lelo becomes celo.
This is correct. Why are you saying not to learn it?
Because if I tell you not to learn it, there's two people who are listening. People who are feeling a little bit overwhelmed with the basic stuff, which why would you worry about something else when you're still working on the basic stuff? And the people who are ready for this, if I don't put any pressure and saying you have to learn this, and I say don't learn this, then they'll say, don't tell me what to do. I'm going to learn it anyway. And then you took charge. You took control. It was not forced onto you. You don't need this information. You can choose to learn this. However, the amount of value that it will add to your conversational abilities is minimal. It's pure poetry. This is 100% poetry. You will hear it, and you might get confused. Voy a mandárselo. Jimmy needs a document. Voy a mandárselo. And you're thinking, I'm going to send it to himself. As long as you see it as that way, you're fine. That's kind of what it means. But it literally means I'm going to send it to him. So we don't want to get overly confused by this. I'm just saying when you see a celo together, or when you hear celo, what it really is lelo. But they just did not like the sound of lelo. So it means it to him, it to her, it to it. I'm not going to go over this again. This is something that for me is extremely interesting. Now, when I was learning, I did not use this. I probably started using this after like 10 months. I was already natively fluent, basically, and I just added this, and I was like, oh, this is so cool. It's just lelo, but wearing a disguise. All right? That's enough for that. I don't want to overdo it. All right. Let's do some sentences here. Laura, how would you say, I would like to show you? Oh, thank you very much. So thoughtful. I would like to show you.
Okay. Quería?
That works, actually. Querría. Querría is I would want. Querría, I would want. So we took the querer. Querer.
Or me gustaría.
Me gustaría. Excelente. Me gustaría. So me gusta is I want. Or it would please me.
So me gustaría.
Me gustaría, it would please me. To show you. We learned to show recently. Yes?
Muéstrame.
Oh, muéstrame means show me.
Show me.
What's the full verb? Just to show.
I used muéstrame this weekend. That's why I remember it.
It's a beautiful, but you see, that's a quick save. She unlocked the quick save. When she's trying to think of to show, she goes to muéstrame, which is from the song Despacito. Muéstrame el camino que ya voy.
Okay. So
Remember the kid was crying and it said, there's a, under the bed. Show, and he says, show me the monster.
the monster.
So,
ah,
mostrar.
mostrar.
If you can't remember mostrar, we use your quick save. So we have muéstrame.
Mhm.
There's an accent there. Muéstrame, which is the same as ayúdame.
Ay,
So what's the first thing that the two things that we need to do to create the infinitive? First thing is we remove what?
the me.
Remove the me.
Yeah.
And what do I add to make it the full verb?
Are.
An R. Now what happens to the ue when the magnet is pulling the push to the R?
Becomes back to O.
Exactly. It uncracks to an O. Very good. So we can use your quick save and create the verb, which is
So what was it? Show, what was
to show is
mostrar?
mostrar.
Sí.
Mostrar. So I would like to show you.
Okay. So me gustaría mostrarte.
Yes. Excelente. Beautiful, beautiful,
Lo
beautiful.
Ah,
Me gustaría mostrarte. Ven, ven. Me gustaría mostrarte. Ven, ven. Venga, venga. Me gustaría mostrarte. Right? If you're having a conversation with your mechanic and you don't really know how to explain any of the things, puedes venir. Me gustaría mostrarte. Amazing. There's any problem that you have, you can just say, let me just show you. Déjame mostrarte. Quiero mostrarte. Me gustaría mostrarte. ¿Puedo mostrarte? Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Michal, how would you say? I would like to know at what time he could be here. I would like to know at what time he could be here.
All right, we're gonna do it slowly. So
Restart.
can you hear me?
Yes. So I would like to know
Me gustaría saber
at what time
a qué hora.
he could be here.
We're not using poder, right? Or
We are.
yeah,
Very,
okay.
very astute.
Okay, so he could.
Yes.
Pude?
Ooh. Here, pude is from the dot pass from Hades' wife story, and it means
That's I could.
I could. In the dot pass. So it's important when we have the word could, especially. We have to find the verb. So let's do step one, find the verb. Step two, situate yourself. So I would like to know at what time he could be here. Is it a dot pass or a line pass or a diving pass?
Diving?
So he could be here. I would like to know at what time he could be. Is it past tense, present, or future?
I would
Is
say
it-
future, like
Future, right? So in future, we have basically two options. We have Ray and I think I lost my Ria.
so podría.
Yes. So podería. Remember, and over time, podería. Let's do the experiment. Let's say it faster and faster and faster. Podería, 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 podría, 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 podría. Over time, it just got shortened. In the same way that earlier you used this one and I said querría, 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 querría. Sometimes they just get shortened naturally. You don't need to think about this. If you just say querría, or podría, they will understand you perfectly. They will hear it right. But if you see the word podría or quería, it's just I would want, or I would, could, I would be able to. Right? Poder is to be able to. That's why in English, we had to invent the word could. I would like to know at what time he would be able to be here. It's too long. Me gustaría saber a qué hora podría to be
Aquí.
estar
Estar
aquí.
aquí.
Beautiful. Me gustaría saber a qué hora podría estar aquí. Me gustaría saber a qué hora podría estar aquí. Me gustaría saber a qué hora podría estar aquí. Raise your hand if this seems like important Spanish to know. Raise your hand if you may sometimes feel overwhelmed, even though it seems simple, with certain sentences like this. So that's why it's important, as we're learning more, we always go back to the basics. And even as we're getting more complex sentences like this, it's still just the basics. Me gustaría saber a qué hora podría estar aquí. How would you say, I would like to know at what time he could arrive? I would like to know at what time.
Me gustaría a qué hora.
I would like to know.
Me gustaría saber a qué hora.
He could arrive.
Podría llegar.
Excelente, excelente. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Me gustaría saber a qué hora podría llegar. What is to forget? Olvidar, olvidar, right? When I play Star Wars with my friends, sometimes I forget to be good. So I guess I'll be Darth Vader. Olvidar, olvidar, I'll be Darth Vader. Olvidar, olvidar, olvidar. And there's the beautiful cheers. Who's doing push-ups? Eh? Ah, Charlie, you got to put your phone on. It's sounds here.
This is airplane. The volume is off and it's on about this.
Yours is off. I don't know. I'm hearing it here. Thank you. Are you hearing it on this side? When you? Yeah. Excelente. All right. To forget is olvidar. So there's a beautiful cheers you can say. You can practice this weekend or tonight if you like. Extra credit, 500 points. Para los amigos que nunca olvidaremos. Para los amigos means for the friends. Para los amigos, for the friends. Que that nunca olvidaremos. Yes, that we will never forget. Here to the friends, never forget. Y los amigos, y las noches. Y las noches. And the nights que nunca recordaremos. Yes, that we will never forget. Here's to the friends who never forget, and the nights will never remember. Beautiful, beautiful cheers. How would you say, Charlie, I will not forget? I will not forget. Yes, excelente. Oopsies. Yes, it's of course it's correct. No olvidaré. No olvidaré. No olvidaré. To tell you. So I will not forget to tell you. No olvidaré.
No olvidaré decirte.
Yes, excelente. Profesional. No olvidaré decirte. I will not forget to tell you. How would you say, Magnus? I feel like doing it, but I don't know if I can do it now. So I feel like doing it. First of all, which hat do you want?
Oh, yeah.
There we go. Nice. There we go. So I feel like doing it.
I would cheat and say, me gustaría.
Perfect. Go for it. So me gustaría, I would like
Yeah.
to do it. To do or to
Hacerlo.
hacerlo. Very good. But
Me gustaría hacerlo, pero
I don't know if I can do it.
don't know. No.
Yeah. Jimmy, can you hit number 7 really hard, please? Again? Yo no sé mañana. Yo no sé, yo no sé, yo no sé.
Sí. Me gustaría. I would like to.
Do it.
Me gustaría hacerlo,
But
pero
I don't know
no sé.
if I can do it.
No sé. Poder.
If. What's if?
I have no idea.
So, okay, if is the same word as yes.
Sí.
See, I can
Puedo
do it
hacerlo
now.
ahora.
Eso! Excelente! All together now. All together. And actually, I'm going to just add this to you for a sec here. So, anybody want to give him a hand? So, I feel like is... here, let's switch it out for a sec. I feel like is an expression. It's, I have desires of. Tengo ganas de. Tengo ganas de. So, tengo ganas de. So, I feel like doing it.
Tengo ganas. Tengo ganas de.
Yeah, to do it. To do.
Hacerlo.
Hacerlo,
Tengo
but
ganas de hacerlo, pero
I don't know.
no los. I don't know.
Yeah.
No sé.
No sé if
Sí.
I can do it.
No sé si puedo hacerlo.
Now. Now.
Ahora.
Yes, sir.
I forgot the end of the.
Boom. Excelente. Muy bien. Me gustaría hacerlo. Tengo ganas de hacerlo, pero no sé si puedo hacerlo ahora. It sounds overwhelming, but it's just the simple elements. Tengo ganas de, quiero, me gustaría hacerlo, pero no sé si puedo hacerlo. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Yes. Tal.
Can I try one?
Absolutamente. Ajá. ¿Por qué no? We can go there if you want.
Podemos ir.
There.
What's there again?
What's here?
Aquí.
Aquí, and there is just
Ahí.
ahí. Very good. Podemos ir ahí if you want.
Si quieres.
Si quieres, but
Pero.
I don't know if I could go tomorrow.
No sé. Okay. No sé. Puedo ir mañana.
Very good, functional. Very good. I don't know if
Oh,
I
no sé.
could.
Puedo.
That's I don't know if I can. It works.
Oh, good.
But if I could,
What is could again? Podría? No.
podría is
Oh. It is?
yeah.
What's the word?
I don't know if I could.
Oh,
sé.
okay. No sé. Si podría
No sé si podría to
Ajá.
go tomorrow.
ir mañana.
Excelente, excelente. You got a question first, and then it's good.
So it's podría because it's could, but
Thank you.
thanks. It's podría because it's could, but podré is could also.
Ooh, very good question. So
Oh, it's not could.
there we go.
Yeah, but will.
So
would
what does this word mean?
for that is
To be able to. So the problems with could, there are many problems with could. They are all English problems. They are not ever Spanish problems. English could is a whole barrel of, you could mean it as I will, as I can. The could is weird. But if we just see it as this is to be able to, and this is simply I will be able to, and this is simply
I would.
I would be able to, and if we crack this,
I can.
I can. Puedo. I can.
You all mean the same thing?
No.
I mean, in this
different
sentence, we could have used them basically all. No sé si puedo ir mañana. No sé si podré ir mañana. No sé si podría ir mañana. They're all the same thing, just like in English. I don't know if I can go tomorrow. I don't know if I will be able to go tomorrow. I don't know if I would be able to go tomorrow. I don't know if I could go tomorrow. They all mean the same thing. So don't worry about it. Don't stress. Don't fret. Just think, what do I want to express in English? What's the simplest way to express it in Spanish? And you go. Podré. Podré is a very, very nice word, actually. Podré is a very, very nice word. I will be able to. Podré hacerlo. I will be able to do it. Podré. Could we arrive, or could we alcanzar, or lograr? Lograr is achieve, to achieve. Lograr. Lograr. I'm using green because it's a very positive color, even though it's a pirate verb. We will speak confident Spanish by June 6th. Podremos.
Hablamos español.
Podremos to speak. Hablar español con confianza. We will be able to achieve it. Podremos lograrlo. Podremos lograrlo. And how would we go even one step further? Instead of we will be able to achieve it, how would you say we will achieve it? We will achieve it. Lograremos, very good. And we will achieve it.
Lo lograremos.
Lo lograremos. Excelente, excelente. ¡Pam! Muchas gracias. Excelente. Lo lograremos. Lo lograremos. Every day you should tell yourself this as often as you can. Lo lograremos. Lo lograré. Lo lograré. Lo lograré. Lo lograré. Lo lograré. Muchas gracias for your laser focus and attention. Let's take a couple of deep breaths so we can internalize and digest and store all this information. Muchísimas gracias. You've earned it, brother.
Good shot.
Hasta mañana. Woo. Ciao, ciao, Dallas. Ciao, Mas. Ciao, Dave. Ciao.